Only a disclaimer, because YouTube don't play that. Everything I say is for entertainment purposes. Please read.
Hey, shout out Luke Beasley. Like, if news was a person, and I'm gonna let everybody know right now, if you got a problem with what happened to that young lady in Minnesota, bro, sis, person, anybody you are, anything you are, any entity or piece of far antimatter, you can be foreign life form, specimen number 2, sealed away for thousands of years, recently revived, and you just won a Nobel Peace Prize, you can still excuse yourself from this channel. Like, in a lot of ancient books, little history lesson real quick, there comes a time where people act stupid and dumb and clueless and heartless and careless. We don't live in a place where if you do something wrong, any little thing, you have to leave this earth. We don't live in a place like that, bro. And when it get to a point like that, how am I supposed to feel? How are you supposed to feel? And if you have a person that's conflicting with how you feel, you got to ask yourself a question, bro. What's really going on out here? I'm not saying you got to be religious. I'm not saying you got to be spiritual. I'm not saying you got to love everybody in the whole wide world, even though you should. I'm not here to tell nobody what to do. But imagine if it was on your doorstep, bro. And everybody know what that saying means. So this is the roast of Lord Ingraham.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you are doing well. Obviously, a really scary and tragic news cycle going on right now, and individual.
Because it's a problem with people talking about how they feel. When you mention the president, anything, and people feel how they feel about him, whatever. So I'm just finna start roasting Fox so hard. And we're starting with Lord Ingraham. So that's the idea that I have for this.
Individual tragedies, and then
Because how dare you? Who are you? They're giving Fox too much leeway, bro. She don't know she a puppet too. It's like, let's be real, Miss Ingraham. You don't know you a puppet too. In the end, so Steven Tyler looking.
responses to said tragedies that tell you so much about the state of things in our country. I'll do my best. About the state of things in our country, I'll do my best to navigate you through all of this without raising your blood pressure too much. Let's start with this. Laura Ingraham went on the ground in Minneapolis, which is a pretty bonkers idea. And you know what Fox News is trying to get out of this? They want their primetime host to be on the ground and for someone to get really aggressive. And then they have a crazy viral moment. Unfortunately for Laura, fortunately in general, she had to report on how this is kind of peaceful. The protests, justifiable protests in response to the heinous killing of Renee Good. So let's look at this.
She looked like skeleton plus skin. I know I'm skinny, but Shorty looked like plastic woman on me.
Segment that Laura Ingraham did. Ultimately, someone does scream in her face, but you know,
like if it wasn't for the money, like Shorty, if it wasn't for the money, you would be looking like, bro, it's crazy out here, yo. I'm not even gonna lie.
they keep a distance, and I think it's all just people venting for good reason. Here's Laura Ingraham.
There is nothing like being on the ground, talking to people to try to get a clearer picture of the story, which is what we...
So William Shatner, little sister, wanna you know why, and this is the problem I have with media. When you weaponize media, yo, and you say as an experienced reporter that has been doing this to where you are now, and you are just so happy, and you're gonna tell me you don't know why you going out there. You know why you going out there, but joke's on you, Skeletor 2. You didn't get what you wanted.
He did today in Minneapolis. Right now, there are about 300 people here. Fairly peaceful. I guess some Antifa or back there.
All right, so we're going to get to the most interesting part, but already, this is what they wanted. They had a little meeting. The producer was like, Laura, this is kind of dangerous because you're extremely famous, and normally you don't send the primetime host out to just mingle with protesters, but okay. We're going to put you in there. There's going to be Antifa. People are going to be going crazy. There's going to be violence. And then we're going to be able to prove our point about how the left is going crazy. So then she goes, all right, so people are here, the peaceful. And I guess there's some Antifa somewhere.
I'm gonna work on my hands.
We didn't get video. And I don't have any more specifics than that. But there's definitely some crazy Antifa way back out of the shot that you can't see. But from what we can see here, pretty peaceful.
Back there, but we're gonna have the fire.
They got the border up so crazy. So you can feel how you feel about protesting. You feel like it's senseless or however you feel, bro. But just feel this for a minute though. When you get mad or something, you gotta look at the next person. We're looking at it, and I'm talking about simple stuff right now, like just for instance and for example, like honestly, when you get mad at somebody or you have a feeling about something, you have that feeling, whether it lasts for 2 seconds or 10 days, it don't matter. You have a feeling that you don't like to get played, or you don't like to get things taken from you, or you don't like when people step on your shoes. Anything that you can think of that just makes you go there. Leave people alone when they feel some type of way. You know, you can get permits for protest. You don't really need it, but you can though. Like, and that's, you know, they put that on there, put that tax on there. You got a little couple dollars, you know, paperwork, which is understandable. Like, I get it. Like, that's just being transparent. Like, bro, we have to have this protest, you know, this cops gonna need to be on alert. Just leave us alone. We gonna, you know, do what we do, you know. And that's where you get all the guidelines as, oh, you can do this, you can block this street off, you can do that. If the and ICE ain't even the cops, bro, but if the cops came up to these protesters and told them to leave, and they just started running, and they boom bump into a cop, because I promise, bro, that's all that happened to that man, dog. Bro, I don't care if he did get injured. His life wasn't in danger. So it's just like, yo, I don't see how 2 and 2 ain't adding up. But I do know why it is. Because Flex Face right here, she gonna tell you.
There's food, water, a lot of people in masks, but people are coming out and expressing themselves. It kind of takes on almost a
I hope I don't get copywritten for that music.
community civic event. I wouldn't say celebration, but it's a gathering.
Everyone should have a folding chair like this with just a.
We had the discussion about YouTube Premium. Like, boys is still getting ads on Premium, so I'm not forking it over. Not until the bugs get fixed, and I see proof.
Flick, it goes from a bag to a seat
I need
in 1 second.
need to see proof.
Sit anytime, anywhere.
And although it was pretty peaceful, like, and it really was. I mean, in that vigil, it was basically people, you know, they had a fire.
Yeah, you know, what's in your mouth?
Giving out food, water.
Respectfully,
and some people were chanting. So that was fine. But if you act
Well, that was fine. Bro, if it wasn't for the money, and vanity is not everything. But tonight, it's the roast of stick figure face. Shorty is through. And I'm telling you, bro, it's all in the upper shoulder pad area. That big collarbone, that congested collarbone thing she got going on right there. Look like she, it looked like she in a body splint, but she not.
actually go into the mix and try to chat with people, you end up getting escorted.
And she got Steven Tyler lips. And she also has other Steven Tyler features. Ain't nothing wrong with Steven Tyler. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying they resemble each other. That's all.
Escorted out.
Don't come for
And
me.
they kind of nicely but aggressively escort you out across their border.
So again, this did not go at all how they were hoping it to. They show up. They're thinking of summer of 2020. They're wanting the story to shift from the insane justification of what I perceive to be a murder by the Trump administration, at the same time as they're telling us, don't jump to conclusions. An investigation needs to play out. They're jumping to conclusions before the investigation plays out. And they're saying this was just totally self-defense by the ICE agent. And some of them even going as far as to say Renee Good had it coming. Some sick stuff you've seen over the last 48 hours online. And so she shows up there, sees a bunch of people peacefully mourning and protesting, and is devastated. You can kind of see. And then she goes, well, people were escorting me. Kindly, but aggressively kindly. Do you know? They're like, get out of here, you. And also, here's the way that you can walk. Have a nice day. But you can hear have a nice. They really, there's something aggressive about the nice, the way they word it. While we continue.
My knee hit the desk really hard. I feel like I hit it on Laura Ingram's chin. Watch Toonami, y'all. Anyway.
Continue through this, please do click the subscribe button if you do appreciate this show. What an honestly disorienting time to be covering American politics.
So then we headed over to the Whipple Federal Building where Garrett just was.
And that's another thing. That's what I'm saying. I rock with bro. Like heavy.
Day.
The purpose of this video ain't to the purpose of this video is not to make, like, who wants to talk about this? But I'm gonna talk about it because, like, that's the only. What else am I gonna do, bro? What else am I gonna do? What else can I do but express how I feel about it? Like, it's to the point. How is it to the point where, like, it's like you can't even do that no more, yo? I just made a video on Chet the Builder, Blackhead, and he got his dude coming at him with that fundraiser coming down, bro. And he already got everything else taken down. So I feel like that was a push. And like, oh man, it might be some hope on that avenue. But then when it's like the statistic of this happening to black people, to Moorish people, to what just happened, and it's like
you're full of shit.
people not reciprocating what's really happening, bro. And like, come on, man. Like, it's starting to make my hair hurt, bro. But I'm yapping.
You saw some of those, those conflicts between the ICE officers and the protesters were there, and things there, well, they got a little more interesting.
She look and sound like a sock puppet, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie.
Race to the human race. Why are you wearing a mask? Why are you wearing a mask?
Because my nose is cold. Why do you care if I'm wearing a mask?
I'm just curious. Just a question.
Best response in history.
The hell?
The protesters were there, and things there, well, they got a little more interesting.
Race to the human race.
Why are you wearing a mask?
Well, why you not wearing a mask? You should, like, people want to be content creators so bad, bro. She want to be, like, it's taking over the world. I ain't gonna lie, dragon breath.
Why are you wearing a mask?
Because my nose is cold. Why do you care if I'm wearing a mask?
I'm just curious. Just a question.
That's what I was thinking too. Why are you look at her. Look at Steven Tyler face. Steven Tyler face just got the answer that she wasn't looking for. Now she's confused. You need another injections for your protection. Your lips are protection. Feel safe inside of Lord Ingram's lip vicinity, except for the breath.
Best response in history. Cause my nose is cold. Her nose is cold, Laura. Wait. Oh.
That's because you in the Midwest, where it get cold around this time. You feel like it's cold because I'm in the Midwest. Shorty, you asking stupid questions. Forget about it.
Oh, so now we have a problem with people wearing masks, do we?
Yup, Lou.
Random private citizens, why are you wearing a mask? Law enforcement personnel, no problem. No identification.
What is in this? I'm already feeling it.
This is great. I don't know how to explain it. You Relax is magic. It takes the edge off, but there is zero alcohol in this. I don't think I've ever had anything quite like it. It's a calming tonic made from science-backed calming herbs and adaptogens. It has no melatonin.
It's a huge epidemic of like people just who is making all like where's all this healthy stuff coming from? Like all these drinks, like the mushroom teas and everything. I'm not knocking them. I'm not knocking it, bro. But are people really doing research for this? Because that seemed like the new wave, yo. I might have to get on some, might have to be an herbalist, bro.
This is cold. Why do you care if I'm wearing a mask?
I'm just curious. Just a question.
Agitator!
Is this a question? Laura Ingram, 10,000 right now. Can you say question? Question. Like, I can say it in a different voice too. Question. And I can say it in your voice. Question. It's like asked. I already asked. Did you really go to school? Because I don't think you have a speech impediment. I just think it's the injections. If you don't get injections, then you just got Steven Tyler lips, and it's okay.
This is the crowd, and they apparently are policing their borders. So they're policing their borders here, which is fascinating.
Shame!
Oh, bro, it's so boring.
Shame!
Do y'all see how, for like, arguably the biggest news platform in the world, this is what they resorting to out here? Shorty ain't even got no gloves on. She thirsty. She done been holding that mic. Well, her breath. I forgot about her breath. Her breath is definitely the reason she don't need gloves. Because I forgot about that. My bad. But she out here acting like she on top of the world, bro. And who is letting her do this? Like, can we start doing this? Like, can we start coming for them? Because how are they letting regular people, bro? Like, okay, government people don't even deserve to be above the law. But like, Shorty is out here literally agitating, irritating, inflicting straight stress on these people out here, bro. They done been out here all night. You just came out here, bro. You have been covering the story for 3 days. You know what's going on. Just like the whole world know what's going on. Just because you got oven toasted hotness for breath don't mean that you can come out here, bro, whenever you want to and mess with these people, bro. It's your hot out breath, bro. Breath just hot.
A job? Do you have a job?
Do you have a job? What is wrong? Like, yo, bro, Shorty need to lose her job, bro.
Shame, I'm getting paid right now.
Who do you gotta, who do you, see, I got some more, look, I got something else to talk about now. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I'm on Shorty, like, who are you? They like just letting her go hard, bro.
What they can do, they gave us all the finger. I think they secretly liked us, so.
Interesting way to interpret.
She bold.
I do that sometimes too when people give me the finger. I'm like, yeah, I am number one.
She
Thank
bold.
you. I perceive it that way.
And I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch mainstream news. So once again, it's a lot of stuff going on in the world. Like, I just watch YouTube, yo. You know, like I just really be on my own thing. But like, I never knew about Shorty. But like, I seen her. Like I said, like, cause YouTube was just pushing all the major, you know, all the major news stations, and then she just was on there, yo, and I heard her talking crazy, like, and I'm just like, yo, like, until you get to that boss, everybody got a boss, and her level not high enough to have you don't have immunity to nothing, so you can lose your job. Because like, that's crazy, bro. She really out here when this young lady has just lost her life. And I say young lady because, bro, they said she 37. Nicole is 37. I'm 36.
So that's what she was up to on the ground. I'm
Let that sink in.
proud of the protesters there. Of course, express yourself. You see a propagandist like Laura Ingraham, whose network right now is doing so much work to justify Renee Good being horrifically killed. And you're not going to want, you don't want them there trying to get a viral moment where someone's mean to them. So the best you can do is shout at them. Shame is a perfectly fine word. I think that's perfectly fine to use. And maybe the bird makes an appearance, God forbid. Maybe a little bird, a little bit of this action. Look at me. Look at me.
Look, no,
Not too much of a wussy.
no. Bro, I swear I did not look up because he said that, bro. No, I didn't look up because he said that. I don't want to hear about none of that. I don't want to hear about none of that.
Even do it on this show. Here, I'll do this one. I can't get it up though. All right.
Oh, you better not put this finger up. Better not do that.
Hey, remember when we made a whole culture war issue out of Michelle Obama trying to address the quality of food?
You're gonna get in trouble. She said, she looked like Howard Duck's sister.
And obesity.
Middle age.
We take it all back now.
Brooke,
maybe older.
Like,
bro, look at your side profile. Shot. You're through. Oh, you through. You through. She said, "Hey, Stan." On me, Roger looking.
Secretary, sorry, I should say friend.
Bro. That is an ancient wizard, bro. Still a woman, but an ancient wizard, bro. She gotta be from back then. I ain't gonna lie.
Screw it up all the time. Seaweed. Like, there are ways to have
That's all I eat. Seaweed. I'll just insert it right here in my vicinity. It's just like it's like a bill accepted, just gone. She said, "No sushi, just seaweed, please." She looked like Jack Nicholson's Joker.
snacks that are actually really good. It has a lot of salt in it, but I still like it. Peanuts. I have some peanuts here. You probably can't see them because they're on.
Dang, you see how sure? You see how she looked at her. You see how she looked at her?
Really good. It has a lot of salt in it, but I still like it. Peanuts. I have some peanuts here. You probably can't see them because they're on my sheet. See my peanuts? Can you see them? I can see. So
you ain't gonna put no meat on them peanuts, girl. You ain't gonna put no meat on them peanuts, girl. That's how she look. You got this lady. I see why she gets up in the morning to try to spread that I can't believe it's hate rhetoric that she speaks. I feel sorry for this lady because if it wasn't for the money, you would be hit. You already hit. That's what my mom used to say back in the day when I get in trouble and I messed up whatever reward I was gonna get that day. Like, it could be something simple, going to the park. It could be something big, going to Chuck E. Cheese, and I do something that I shouldn't have did, shouldn't have done it, but I did it. And that time come where the reward needs to be mine. It's stripped from me. And my mom would be like, "You hit." And I knew what that meant. Your head long. That ain't your fault. But we here to roast you. That's what we here for. We're here to toast you. If you gave me your phone number in the club, I would pass it to the nearest person. Call it ghosting. Fly raps. It's crazy because your duck beak shaped like, I was finna say mouse traps. And I was finna say mud flaps. I was finna say duck down. The girl ducks back. She played for the Mighty Ducks. She was the team captain. Quack, quack. Long haired lady talking about Antifa. Where they at? They wasn't there. I think somebody should trade your pearls so you can pay somebody to comb your hair. And I know you got bread, but apparently that's all you eat. Little bird beak descendant trying to comfort these streets. Now I'm yapping and I'm ranting. But this roast is for you. I would give you flowers, but this piece of seaweed will do.
there are lots of healthy snacks, and we should encourage kids to have them and not eat the other junk.
You know, so a big pushback. That's exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. She is so serious and so right with that. You see how you stay so thin, Laura. And honestly, I wish I could eat healthy like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just glad it wasn't Wendy when she went out there. She would have got a whisk
Exactly
away.
right, Laura. Is people will say, "Oh, well, here comes the Trump administration."
Yeah, nanny state.
Nanny state,
Big
and it's
gulps.
going to be too expensive. And what happened to affordability to eat healthy, to have fish or chicken?
We don't make six figures to spew crap out of our mouth every day. So yeah, everybody can't eat like some people don't have a bed to sleep in, a toilet to go to every morning when they wake up. Some people don't got that. Some people don't have the luxuries y'all got. So yeah, here comes the Trump administration. People have had things stolen from them, bro. So while people arguing in the government, It's people that's not making it to the next day, that'll never be heard. They voices and they stories will never be told unless it gets picked up by one of these wonderful YouTubers out here that dedicate their life to their passion. And it's crazy that your passion has to be fighting your homeland on a topic. How? Like, of course, like if it's something really bad and like this is really bad, but it's like such a divide. I've never seen a divide. Even with George Floyd, it wasn't a divide like this. People knew that was wrong. People know this is wrong, bro. But like, it's like, whoa, bro, I've never seen it. And there's some scary parts of our government, bro. Homeland Security, that's scary saying that he was justified. That is some scary stuff, bro. I feel like that's police state stuff, bro. I'm sorry. It's like, come on, man.
Chicken or pork or beef with a side of vegetables, a whole grain piece of bread, a glass of whole milk is right around $3 to $4 per
I don't
serving.
trust nobody on
That's
Fox.
less than any.
You haven't seen the servings that I'm eating. With all due respect, you have not. Look at that new camera. That's cool. You've not seen I could not get a serving that fills me up for $3 to $4. Let me just tell you for a second. I love how Bobby's just sitting over there. And Laura Ingram's like talking to her audience like they're children. Look, there's healthy snacks. Seaweed and peanuts. I like to eat the rotted feet of what? What would he eat the rotted foot of for a snack, for a nice afternoon snack? You know, just pick your own adventure on what the rotted foot is that he's eating of my ex-lovers.
Per serving. Well, that's less than any fast food meal that you.
Some people, some people, oh gosh, here we go. Ready? Some people keep little trinkets to remember their past mistresses. I keep their feet.
Could get, but what we have to do better at, and what we're working on also, is those underserved communities that don't have access to a Whole Foods or
Michelle Obama called them food deserts. I kind of used to poke fun of her for that.
Listen.
Maybe is she right?
In fact,
isn't that ironic? Look, we're poking fun at you tonight, just like you poke people with your chin every time you see them. Unexpectedly, too. I'm presuming. Like, I'm not saying that. It just seems like that would happen from your side profile. It's very lengthy. It's like whoa. Far out, man. Like, extensive. Face.
That's correct. But here's how we fix it.
We take it all back. She's right.
Listen, 250,000 retailers in America take.
Laura says we take it all back. She's right. This has been something that's so annoying, which is before when food would be discussed, you'd have Fox News running segments being like, they're trying to keep us from eating our burger and you can't take my meat, blah, 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 blah. And this is the
And no, popular opinion, they're actually getting into the 3D printed meat now, so they can have unlimited burgers. This is a fine, twisted time we live in there right now, bro. It's not even that the world is changing, because change is inevitable. It's gonna happen. It needs to happen. Change has to happen. It's going to happen. And just the weird stuff that's like, okay, back in the day, people used to think that the future would hold like flying cars and like laser beams and you know what I'm saying? Like, but now it's like, I never thought like, 3D printing just went mainstream like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? No, about 7 years ago. I never thought at this stage or at any stage like meat would be on the. Y'all, that's crazy. That's crazy though. 3D printed meat is crazy. Man, just throw me the salad, bro. You feel me?
Dictatorship of the Obamas. And now that Maha is saying in some ways similar things, very narrowly, to be clear, when it comes to making people less reliant and fixated on ultra processed food for all these different reasons, systemic and otherwise, and food deserts and access to healthy meals.
Go rock with Luke,
That is an important thing we have to
Spotify,
address.
too.
It's not about taking away your freedom to eat Micketies, okay? And trust me, I'd be on the
This is why I moved at.
and otherwise, and food deserts and access to healthy.
I don't like covering up people like stuff. I was already covering up the Luke Beasley show thing. I don't like covering people's stuff.
That is an important thing we have to address. It's not about.
But honestly, I'm not gonna lie. You can feel how you want to about the situation. Just know it's a two-sided thing. Like either you just really heartless, or you just really compassionate, man. I don't understand. Like that doesn't even require a big level of compassion, if you ask me. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments, yo. I'm not gonna be covering this too much. I'm about to do my best to stay away from this. I just want to shed my light on how I feel I needed to vent. You know, I've stayed away from this type of stuff for a reason. I've been boots on the ground before. I've lived the life, not just like going to a protest. Like I've like, there was like a time back when that happened. I didn't get dragged into something. I feel like I was positioned into it because where I was at the time I was there, and the fact that I couldn't have done nothing to know the catastrophic shift to my life that 2020 brought, it was crazy, bro. It changed my life to the point where like it's just deep, bro. So I feel deep about this, you know, and I don't feel like nobody should lose their life just because they made a mistake, or because they resisted arrest, or because they hurt an officer but didn't mean to. You know, like it should be like, my whole take on that was like, I think they should have just let her go, just got out the way. I don't think she was really focused on like too much of nothing after she was surrounded. When you get surrounded by cops, it's crazy. And when you know what types of cops that they are federal agents, so they could do what they want to. It don't mean it's justified, but they can do what they want to until justice is brought, and they know that. And like when that happens and you surrounded by cops, that puts you in a crazy state of mind, bro, that you know that these people can do whatever they want to you. And I feel like my whole argument was like, why wasn't a taser deployed? Why wasn't it any other type of anything but straight pistol? Is crazy. I feel like to even in that instance, it was already on your mind, bro. I don't care what nobody talking about. You don't draw that fast, aim, and commit the action, bro. That man aimed. He aimed, bro. But I digress. Like I said, let me know how y'all feel in the comments. We back to the regular scheduled program after this. Like I said, I'm gonna try to stay away from this. I am gonna stay away from this. on YouTube. You feel me? Laura Ingraham, you hit. You hit. I see why you wake up every day angry. You could never be Michelle Obama. You could never be Michelle Obama. And I'm only using her because you don't like her. I know you probably never see this, but this is from me to you, my love. That chin will never get you to where you want to be at. And I hope you change your ways. Everybody deserves redemption to a certain extent. There's only a few things I feel like you can do that you just be like, oh, bro, that's crazy. But we're not going to name those things right now. I feel like you can redeem yourself. I don't know. But roll that outro.